Success or failure? Which one are you going to be? Success, of course, you say, bring it on. Truth be told, I do sometimes feel like a complete failure. And no matter how many people I talk to, no matter how many books I read and workshops I do, that feeling keeps coming back from time to time. Does that sound familiar to you? Of course, I would love to wake up every morning going, hey, how are you doing? But that's just not me. And maybe it's not you. Some people, they're born sun children. Some people are born rain children. If you're born a sun child, you end up with everybody automatically loving you and everything you do is successful. If you're a rain child, then everything you do is a failure, mediocre at best, right? Or so I thought. And for many years, I thought that I was a rain child, that I was destined to fail. See, a lot of this is colored by our worldview. The way we interact with the world, the way we see the world, and what we put into the world, we actually get back from the world as well. Our past is holding us back like a heavy anchor, and it's keeping us stuck. It is sabotaging our best efforts. And imagine that you could identify those anchors and cut them loose. Let me introduce myself. My name is Eric Tribals, and I was born and raised in a pretty violent and abusive home. My mother was frustrated, angry with the world, narcissistic, violent, and she had to vent her frustrations at somebody, and that somebody was me. That left me emotionally isolated, socially unstable, and for the longest time I thought, I am a rain child. I will not amount to anything. My parents hate me. I guess everybody hates me, and it's not going to work out for me in any way. The way I treated the world treated me back. And a good illustration for that is an interview that I did with a restaurant manager. I met him at the restaurant and asked him, hey, I'm here for a job interview. And he said, I don't have a job interview with you. Only later I realized that what I was wearing, ripped jeans, leather jacket, white t-shirt, sunglasses, which I didn't bother to take off when I was talking to him, that was a really inappropriate attire to wear. And at that stage, I just saw this as a rejection of my person. I didn't understand that that isn't a thing and that that's important. So I felt rejected as a person. Even though that person actually really just rejected my outfit. He would have been glad to have an interview with me if I worn a better outfit. So that was just the first in a long line of failures, and it took me years to realize how this whole thing works. Just to give you a little bit of idea that this is not an isolated case. Oracle did a research with about 14,000+ people in working age, and they found out that 75% of those people in 2023 felt that they were either personally or professionally stuck. And that number has doubled since the pandemic. That's not just a statistic, that really is an epidemic. And I realized after many talks with good friends, therapists, that it was my past that's holding me back. And over the years, I learned how to identify those anchors, cut them loose, and really focus on what's right in front of me. I stopped rejecting the world, and the world stopped rejecting me. So this is me now. I am an executive director at a large international bank. I coach and counsel underprivileged youngsters and women. I have a lovely 12-year-old son and a beautiful 6-year-old dog, which is running around here somewhere. And I would actually call myself happy more likely than not. So how does this work? We make choices based on our worldview. The way we interact with the world is the way we get back our feedback. And we think that we interact with the world based on rational choices. It's our discretion. We think things through and then we respond to what is actually happening in front of us. But unfortunately, that's not how things usually go. There is such a thing called perception. And perception is a bit of a weird concept because it builds up over time. Our brain, our central nervous system, stores what experiences we had and how those experiences went down. Was that a good experience? Was that a bad experience? And every new experience is matched against our archive of experiences. Have we been in a similar situation before? If so, our nervous system steers our response and our emotions around that into a similar direction. To give you an example, if you meet a bearded, tattooed white guy, I happen to be bearded, tattooed and white, then you would typically have either a good experience or a bad experience. And depending on whether that experience was good or bad, the next time you see a similar looking person, you will think either, hey, this is going to be great, or not, even though it's a completely different person. Just so happens to look kind of the same. So our brain, our central nervous system, tends to repeat past emotions, and this is how that works. This is how our past keeps holding us back. And this is only going to stop if at a certain point we realize and we teach our central nervous system that we are in a different situation now and a different approach is required. How does that work? There's a simple method for it, but it takes time to develop. It's called awareness, understanding, and acceptance. First of all, you need to be aware that there are certain things that are holding us back, certain things that trigger us, certain things that steer us in a specific response. We need to understand where these triggers are coming from. We need to go back upstream to our past and realize this is not my mother's kitchen and her scolding me. This is a different person in a different setting. And there is no reason to have this same response, even if it makes me feel that way. Understanding with compassion, not pushing away. And slowly as well, acceptance. Acceptance of those triggers, which might sound counterintuitive, because why would we accept something which is not good for us, which we want to get rid of? That acceptance shows ourselves that, hey, it's okay to try and protect us, but we don't need that strategy anymore. By developing this strategy, we can slowly move away over time from this response. We can reprogram our central nervous system. And it brings me to the question, what kind of anchors do you think you have dragging behind you? Could you identify some of them? And what would you do to cut them loose? Thank you for listening. I look forward to seeing you soon.